Does anybody here remember Vera Lynn? That's right, folks. The Vera Lynn, as mentioned in Pink Floyd's The Wall. That's right. We're talking about Vera Lynn. Thank you for the music. I sing the songs. This is Vera Lynn, who, for those of you that don't know, which included me, I had to do a little check before I did this. Vera Lynn was a musical performer for the troops in World War II. One of those ladies that went out there and sang. I know them as USO performers because of my exposure to, US media and whatnot. She obviously would have been USO because she's from the UK, but I don't know if they had a special term. I didn't see it in there. This here album was published in 1979. I want you to think about this for a second. At the point that this was recorded and released, and that, World War II had been over for 34 years-ish. And this woman was still so popular that she could record a new album full of contemporary music. And some of the songs on here I do honestly recognize. I don't know where from. And I have complained about this before. Publishing the publishers, but not publishing the actual composers. Piss off. Piss off. Come on. All right. Other thing I wanted to mention, Attic Records. I mentioned this before. I love seeing these folksy, weird ones like this. Weird to me, because whenever I hear of Attic Records, I think heavy metal bands, because that's how I know Attic Records. Okay. Now, the reason I brought up the gap there is, okay, let's say I didn't look at her age and everything at the time of doing everything. I know that the woman lived to 2020. Made it to 103 or 104 years old or something like that. When I looked, I was like, ooh, very long, impressive life. But at the time she did this, she would have had to have been... I mean, if I go by her face here, I want to say she was in her 50s. Possibly her 60s. Kind of looks like my grandma did in her 60s. One of my grandmas, my dad's mom. Yeah, I guess we're just going to get into music, man. Her voice is... Oh, okay, before we get into this. So, Vera Lynn, by all intents and purposes, would fall under the same category that I would put Britney Spears, Christina Aguilera, Backstreet Boys, even works with Tony Bennett, Engelbert Humperdinck, people like that. Anybody who is a performer, but Elvis Presley, anyone who's a performer but does not actually, in fact, write their own music or their own lyrics or anything like that, like really just they get up there, perform. They're a pop star. But I like to call them Pop-Tarts. They're there to look pretty and sell albums. They're Pop-Tarts. Okay. Anyways. It sounds disrespectful for what a wonderful, illustrious career this woman had. But the reality is that's really, she was there for eye candy and she was there to sound really pretty. And it even says that on here, okay, folks? That's not me being an ass. Okay. Oh, my God. And the photograph on the back here? Now, this is not going to be the same. But the photograph on the back here is by Doug McKenzie. If you're Canadian, which goes with In the Blue Canadian Rockies being on this album. Oh, Was Bob maybe hanging out in the back there, eh? All right. So that being said, let's get into the songs on here. Now, Vera Lynn, at the age that she was here, 50s, 60s, somewhere in there, amazing voice still. Just absolutely beautiful voice still. Okay. Wonderful. Could outsing most of today's Pop Tarts without even trying. Much, much prettier voice, much nicer voice. However, oh, and the one thing I do love is she's also got that older, deeper voice going on. Like women today, they insist on singing as high as they possibly can for some stupid reason. Whereas back in the day, women could sing in lower voices and had lower voices, and it was okay. And Vera falls in that category under that lower voice, really nice, not too high, very pretty sounding. But because she can go low, she has some nice range, right? But at the same time, she sounds like a lot of other women especially at this time, because I'm thinking, oh no, names are escaping me. Okay, so like there's other vocalists, the one who's famous for doing Snowbird, and Anne Murray. Very much reminds me of Anne Murray listening to this with the voice. All right, and let's get into the song. So we got Thank You for the Music, which I did catch was an ABBA track because it does actually say that on the back here, which is cool. Not cool that it's an ABBA track, cool that it actually says on the back who did it. I enjoyed the song though, Thank You for the Music. This interpretation is really good. What I Did for Love was So-So's. Are You Lonesome Tonight? Yeah, Elvis, man. I mentioned the king of Pop-Tarts, Elvis. Are you lonesome? Yeah, she does a really nice version of it. I like it. I Wonder didn't do too much for me. Harbor Lights I thought was kind of cool. Tomorrow was okay. Then we get to side 2. We got Sunshine on My Shoulders. I know this one. I don't know where I know this one from. I don't know who did it originally, but I got sunshine on my shoulders. Just great tune. Weekend in New England does nothing for me. And the Blue Canadian Rockies. This one just surprised the hell out of me when this one came up. I'm like, really? Really? That's pretty cool, man. Canadiana. Yeah. Then we got You and Me Against the World, which I thought was a decent enough tune. Until It's Time for You to Go, which was all right, I guess. And I Sing the Songs, I Write the Songs, which was okay as well. I thought it was interesting though, considering she doesn't write the songs at all, she just sings them. There is nothing on the paper sleeve inside here to give me details or information. And there's nothing on the vinyl itself either to give me details or information. So I just got the little write-up on the back here and the quick little bit I went and did a research on so I could give accurate information on Vera Lynn. Am I glad that I listened to this album? Absolutely. Would I recommend this album? Not if you're one of my regular listeners, because if you're one of my regular viewers / listeners, chances are you're here because I usually do rock albums or, more updated contemporary stuff. What I will say is when I listen to someone like Vera Lynn, I do not understand how the hell, especially because this was 1979, okay? So when I listen to someone like Vera Lynn, I do not understand how the hell Barbara Streisand ever got as popular as she did. I don't get it. I don't think I will ever understand it because when listening to Barbara Streisand compared to a voice like Vera Lynn, or even if you want to go more modern than Barbara, you want to go Celine Dion, compared to someone like Vera Lynn, hell no, man. Hell no. Like, they're not, don't get me wrong, okay? I'm not, I like to rip on Celine Dion, and being as I'm Canadian, she's Canadian, I feel like I'm allowed. And being as I was born in Montreal and she's from Quebec, she might have even been born. I've been in the church that she was married in. Anyways, where I'm trying to go with this is, I feel like I'm allowed to say stuff about Celine, and Celine can outsing me, man, without a doubt, but she's not Vera Lynn. Check out Vera Lynn, man. Go check out Vera Lynn. She's got a very beautiful voice. If you like stuff, like I said there, if you like Celine Dion, you like Barbara Streisand, you will definitely like Vera Lynn, and Vera Lynn is better. I can totally understand why Pink Floyd wrote a song to her. And the part I find hilarious about it is they wrote the song that was released in 78 or 79. I can't remember whatever year. It was either 78 or 79 that The Wall was released in. I can never remember. And this was released in 79. Does anybody here remember Vera Lynn? Catch you again. All right, folks. Let me know what you think down below in the comments section. Don't tell me how bad my singing voice is. I know I'm singing it in a register. I can't. All right. Let me know down below in the comments. On your way down there, like button, subscribe button, bell for notifications. If you can hit those, please and thank you. Otherwise, folks, there's a couple links worth checking out. Peace, love, take care.